Hello again, everyone, and welcome to the INFOWARS Nightly News. I'm your host, Darren McBreen. It is Thursday, May 17th, and here's a quick look at what we have lined up for you this evening.
Tonight on the INFOWARS Nightly News, documents surface exposing Obama's Kenyan birthplace. Plus, a federal judge issues an injunction against the controversial NDAA legislation. Then, Darren McBreen speaks with Kurt Linderman about the plight of labeling GMOs in the United States. All that and more tonight on the INFOWARS Nightly News.
All that and more coming up during the next 30 minutes or so. But first, breaking news on the Obama birth certificate scandal, as new smoking gun evidence makes certain that so-called birthers, that's me, aren't going anywhere. Alex Jones reports.
Huge breaking news. We have a publication that Barack Obama put out where he was bragging that he was born in Kenya. We have his wife on video twice saying it. I wasn't a birther 4.5 years ago. It was the Hillary Clinton campaign that first put that out because they had a dossier on him, and the Clintons are famous for having all the old files from when Clinton was president. They still basically run much of Washington. But Hillary was bringing that out, I later learned, because it was true. Now, when she was defeated by him, she joined with him. But there's been big breaking news, ladies and gentlemen. It's on drudgereport.com right now. It's on Breitbart. Barack Obama, the first African-American president of the Harvard Law Review, was born in Kenya and raised in Indonesia and Hawaii. That's actually what the research shows. And what is this from? It is from a book promotion put out by his literary agent that Barack Obama approved of. The vetting exclusive Obama's Literary Agent 91 booklet, born in Kenya, raised in Indonesia and Hawaii. He had the name Barry Sataro and all these other names. They've sealed all his records. His friends said that he was from Kenya. I mean, his wife said it over and over again. And here it all is. Here's the full breakdown by the publisher of all their people. And there it is, Barack Obama. This is the reality. Now, let me show you this next video that I've got right here. This is Michelle Obama saying that he went back to his homeland, Kenya, to fight AIDS. Here it is.
Surrounding HIV testing, which is still plaguing so many of our communities, which you all know, a lot of that is due to homophobia. Barack has led by example. When we took our trip to Africa and visited his home country in Kenya, we took a public HIV test for the very point of showing folks in Kenya that there is nothing to be embarrassed about in getting tested. And we did it as a couple.
Wow. Wow is all I can say right now. Listen, my listeners demanded I look into this. And first they said that the old birth certificate was the birth certificate when it was a receipt and printed off a computer. Then they put out that bad fake, which was fake. I want to put this to bed. Obama's funded by Goldman Sachs and the globalists. Obama is launching wars of congressional approval. Obama is launching drones in the skies of America. I want to go after him on the issues. But the point is, it's true. He's not who they say he is. It turns out the book about him that they put out is basically all fiction and has been proven to be a lie. The truth is, we don't know who this guy is. But his own literary agent said born in Kenya, lived in Indonesia, and then Hawaii, and that's exactly what the records and evidence shows. And the point is, he can be blackmailed with this information. That's why he's so controlled by the Chicago mob and the banksters and Corzine who can steal billions from MF Global. This is huge news. And the Breitbart people that broke this, digging into Obama, they're like, no, Breitbart didn't believe this, but we've got to look at it. This is incredible. This isn't some typo where they say, some word is wrong or get his mom's name wrong or something. This was put out, vetted publicly, and that's why all his other records are sealed. He's got all these other names. It's incredible. Look into it, ladies and gentlemen. We'll be covering it tonight on the Nightly News. 7 o'clock. We're trying to get Dr. Corsi on about this. And, of course, on the radio tomorrow, 11 a.m. Central, INFOWARS.com. Get this out everywhere. Added to the pile of evidence, this is the smoking gun. His own literary agent, born in Kenya. His grandma born in Kenya. Dr. Corsi goes over there to cover it and to investigate, gets arrested. The Bush, we now learn, during the election, sent a letter, and the Kenyan government came back and said the records of his birth have been stolen. That document's public. Well, it means he was born there if the records were cut out of the files. Ladies and gentlemen, Barack Obama is a total, absolute cutout. He is a Manchurian candidate. Alex Jones signing off for InfoWars.com. We have the Breitbart stuff posted at InfoWars.com. So please get it out to everybody.
And thank you, Alex Jones. Now, you can find that report on our website. It's called Bombshell, Obama Born in Kenya. That's just more convincing evidence that the public has been sold one big, huge lie. Let's move on to our next headline. We've got good news in the fight against the National Defense Authorization Act, as a federal judge issued an injunction against a provision that grants the military the right to detain American citizens and ship them off to prison camps indefinitely. The NDAA says the military can secretly arrest you. Obama says, well, they can actually kill you. But a group of writers and activists, which include columnist Chris Hedges, Pentagon whistleblower Daniel Ellsberg, and others, have sued Barack Obama and Defense Secretary Leon Panetta. And there's a U.S. district judge. She has ruled in their favor. Basically, the judge blocked enforcement of part of the NDAA that allows indefinite military detention for activities like news reporting and political activism. I just happen to be doing both of those right now. So definitely an important and significant victory in the fight against tyranny on that front. Let's move on to Greece. An update on the economic collapse in Greece as we're watching the Greek system basically die right before our very eyes. Money is being pulled out at an alarming rate. It's something drastic doesn't happen soon. These banks are going to start dropping like flies. The riots have already begun. We're looking here at an amateur video that shows violent protest in central Volos, where one of the largest banks, the Euro Bank, was torched. Now there are rumors that the Greek government is considering placing limits on bank withdrawals. So most of the people in Greece, I think they get the feeling that they are dancing on the Titanic and they are pulling their money out as fast as they can, and who could blame them? Perhaps sign of things to come. This is a true sign that, this could definitely spread through Europe. The United States could eventually be next. The world economic crisis is definitely accelerating, and I encourage all of you to start, invest in gold, buy silver, get stockpiles of food because it's on the way. It's time for you to protect your family. Be prepared. All right, let's move right along because there is a victory in the fight against water fluoridation. This out of Albuquerque, New Mexico, as water authorities in Albuquerque have decided to cut the fluoride from the city's water supply. And, when I first heard about this, I was very excited, but I have to admit that my excitement was kind of deflated when I went to the website and I took a look at the local news team there in Albuquerque and their report. I can barely stand to look at this again, but let's take a look.
The Water Authority official I spoke with says the level of naturally occurring fluoride in our city's water already meets the most recent recommendation.
We're going to err on the side of caution.
David Morris with the city's Water Authority says under the current standards, they don't need to add fluoride to Albuquerque's water.
All right, so there you go. That's the beginning. At first, they're talking to somebody from the Water Authority, and then next, they're going to talk to a dentist who's going to push the water fluoridation lie. But then we're going to take you to a video that we shot a couple of years ago because I want to show you how real journalists are supposed to act. So Channel 4 in Albuquerque, pay attention because Dr. Conant will be on it. Let's take a look.
Just virtually indisputable that fluoride drastically reduces the incidence of tooth decay in the general population.
I think the most important thing to recognize about fluoride is that it's extremely toxic. It is very active biologically, interfering with many basic biochemical processes, enzymes, G proteins, hydrogen bonds, and so on. So it shouldn't surprise us that there's a wide range of health effects that are attributed to fluoride. But the bottom line is that fluoride is extremely active biologically, that the first opponents of fluoridation going back to the 1950s were biochemists, including scientists like James Sumner, who won a Nobel Prize for enzyme chemistry. And incidentally, there is no doubt that fluoride damages health, because millions of people in India, China, and parts of Africa have had their health ruined by fluoride. The people have been crippled by fluoride and many other health effects.
So there you go. Dr. Conant was showing us a more realistic look at what fluoride really does to your body. But as we take a look, I want to look again at the Channel 4 news there in Albuquerque, because I thought we'd present this with some laugh tracks, because I think this is truly tabloid journalism at its worst. But I think it would be more properly presented if we were to do it like this.
Supplemental water fluoridation is the single most cost-effective public health measure to reduce dental disease. But it's something you won't be getting anymore when you take that sip of water from your tap.
It's fluoride. You need that stuff for your teeth, enamel, and all the stuff for your teeth that fights cavities.
Yeah, why would they want to take it away if it's something good for us?
I think there's a very good chance that by doing this, it will lead to increased incidence of tooth decay.
So there you have it, more properly presented that way, I think. That was Channel 4 on our side. We investigate. It should be more like we regurgitate the junk science of water fluoridation. There are no benefits of water fluoridation, okay? Let's get that straight. It is a chemical hazard. It is a byproduct of the aluminum industry and the fertilizer industry. All right, we're going to move on. And I want to cover this story out of Los Angeles, where LA County health enforcers are conducting door-to-door raw milk confiscations. This is California Food Police Gone Wild. This is an article by Mike Adams of Natural News, and a bombshell revelation of a